What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Brick City Blockade Podcast here. Episode 54 of the show is here, and it is live for all y'all. So many fantastic things happening. A lot of new territory we're going to cross here in terms of like news dropping just before we hit the record button. So we're going to get right into it.
It's not full news yet.
Yeah, I know, but we're gonna get into it. We're gonna figure out where it's at, right? We're gonna figure out where it's at.
Yeah.
Mr. Sean Michaud over there. Sean, how's it going this evening?
Hi, I'm okay. Okay.
You're feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Here, but you're doing okay.
No one needs to know about my boo-boo.
Oh, no boo-boo business. Okay, that's we stay out of that. Mr.
My new segment, boo-boo.
Mr. Andrew Garrish, of course, Commander Nerd. Andrew, how's it going this evening?
Hello there. It's all fine here now. How are you?
Doing good. So let's get right into some of the stuff that is out and about right now in the world. Of course, just before we hit the record button here, a lot of speculation. We've been talking about the Acolyte. I had breaking news last time on this episode. It never came to fruition.
You had fake news.
You had a bad tip. You got a bad tip. That's what it was.
And
we're doing good tips, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, so this time around, we actually have something, and it's been shared across social media this evening, of course, across Twitter, Facebook, everywhere else. It looks like an Acolyte Twitter handle has surfaced with the official Star Wars logo next to it at the Acolyte. The account was created in September of 2022, but like Andrew had said before we hit the record button here, it was probably locked. They probably wanted to grab the name on social media before somebody else took it, right? Locked the account down. You can't see anything inside of it either yet. So that just went live this evening. So guys, yeah. I mean, we got the Oscars.
Probably like 2 minutes ago it went live.
Yeah, just 2-3 minutes ago. It's fresh and new here. So what are you guys' thoughts? Like, are we going to see something at the Oscars tomorrow night on ABC, or?
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah. Oscars, it could be Monday morning, like Good Morning America.
Yeah, well,
I don't know, something.
I feel like the Oscars, everyone's going to be watching. Well, not me. I'm going to be at work, but
so not everyone.
I don't know. I feel like that would be the best spot to drop it.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, for sure.
Bye.
Let's also say hello. Tony is
hello,
in
Tony.
the room there. What's going on, Tony? Welcome. Sean, I mean, while Andrew's away here, I mean, ABC tomorrow night on the Oscars, they've been known to drop things. Monday Night Football on ABC, right? We had Force Awakens drop on Monday Night Football. Like, there's a history of Disney working with ABC directly to release trailers during major events.
Either that, or if that doesn't happen, I know it's a long shot, maybe during like March Madness.
Oh,
that brings a lot of viewership. It has been, and
there are a lot of people who are prone to watch March Madness who are also big Star Wars fans. Is that like a big shared fan base?
I think the sports Star Wars fan base, I mean, having trailer drops for Star Wars on Monday Night Football during the football season and stuff, like, it seems like there is a correlation between sports and Star Wars drops.
Now I'm curious what the viewership is for last year's March Madness.
We're also waiting. Rural Farm Boys in the room. What's going on, my friend? Hey, yo. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome to the show. I mean, I think we've got a unique opportunity here, too, because tomorrow night on the Oscars, it's movie-based, right? And the Acolyte is something that we've been kind of waiting on. People at Star Wars Celebration got to get their first look at the trailer.
So last year, for the
final,
the March Madness final had 14.7 million viewers.
Right.
So, I mean,
so there's,
I think more of the Oscars, in my opinion, but it would be cool to also see it. Maybe a teaser and then the final trailer. I don't know.
Right. Yes. Kind of spread this out. I mean, we've been waiting for a while too for this trailer to hit. I mean, I think we're at this point, Sean, too, where, we haven't seen anything yet and we're getting so close. I mean, this thing has a summertime release date associated with it.
They can't change the release date again, can they? I mean, they could, but I don't think they should.
I mean, they've got a unique opportunity here with the Oscars. They've got all the stars. You add, even if it's an announcement tomorrow morning before everybody's getting ready for the Oscars and everything else. Hey, tune in tonight on ABC for an exclusive look at The Acolyte coming to Disney Plus, right? Like actually like really build that up and get folks to come on and watch the Oscars. Because as we know, everybody's been watching the Golden Globes and all those other award ceremonies. It's a way to get people back into the major award, which is the Oscars that all those lead up to.
I just don't see the thing. I don't remember the last time we had a big trailer for the Oscars.
Right. Is this going to be a new thing, though? Like, are they going to have the Oscars, like a sporting event, become an opportunity to drop new trailers, having it be a movie award ceremony?
I mean, yeah, it should be. I just don't remember the last time we had a big movie trailer during the Oscars.
This might be a first.
If it happens.
Right. If it even happens. Just very interesting that a Twitter account would suddenly go up with this and that we would, it would become a conversation like this so fast that everybody's like, okay, Oscars or, Good Morning America on Monday morning. I'm curious to know what their approach is here too, because I imagine we have to hear something from them within the next 12 to 15 hours here, or 12 to 14 hours before tomorrow night. Like they're going to have to put out something that says tune in tomorrow night pretty quickly, because this news is going to move fast, right? People are going to start speculating, saying, hey, come on, if this is out there and it's leaked out, might as well just give it to us ASAP. That's what
they're also coming up on Celebration 2024. They showed the first trailer at last year's Celebration. We still haven't seen anything yet.
Sure.
So I hope they wouldn't save it until Celebration this year, because that's April 18th to the 20th. So
yeah, that wouldn't. Yeah. I mean, and then make it yet again another exclusive thing where they
I'd be so mad if they made another exclusive bullshit.
I know.
I mean, it's in Japan. We're not going to be able to go anyway.
Yeah.
I know.
If only it was next year.
Right.
I honestly think they should have just took a year off like they did before.
Well, we talked about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it would have made sense for them to take a year off.
As long as they don't drop everything on day one and they actually space it out over the weekend, they're great. But with their track record, everything's going to probably drop Friday. We'll have one live show, and then everything else will be.
Yeah, it is. It's 2025. I'm sorry, I checked it as well. It is.
Is it 2025?
It's April of 2025. Yeah.
All right.
We've got a year off too. Thank you for that rule as well. Yeah. Yeah. So we've got another year, but I mean we've got so much coming up down the pipeline, right? Like there's so much that they have to give us leading up to the fall even. Listen, if they make the smart decision, I'm saying the smart decision to drop the Acolyte trailer tomorrow night on the Oscars, right? Then they've got a Star Wars conversation all the way through the spring, all the way up to the Acolyte releasing, right?
And for the Phantom Menace too.
And for the
there's that rumor of an extended preview attached to the Phantom Menace re-release in theaters.
And that's coming up pretty quick. I mean, that's the beginning of May. So I don't know how you guys feel or how you feel, Shaelyn, but I feel like if they are to make this, if there's any time to do it, tomorrow night would be the time, because of the amount of viewers, the amount of people that do watch the Oscars, and the amount of hype that I could build. I don't want it to be a Super Bowl thing where it's like, go watch the trailer now on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, up it live on TV and then put it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
they're most likely going to do that anyways.
So
Correct. Yes, you did. Yeah, it is. It's not a film. It's a series. So, it's.
Yeah.
I feel the longer they wait to put this out, the more people aren't really gonna want to. The closer it gets to it, the more it's gonna be like, oh, I'll just wait, watch it later, or it won't pique as much interest if it's just like a month out or a week out. That's how I feel. I feel like the more you actually build to it over the months, like look at The Force Awakens. When it was leading up to the release of it, there was a TV spot every week. There was like a new teaser, everything like that. And it's like I miss when Star Wars was like.
I mean, the big difference is that's the trilogy versus a series.
Yeah, but I do feel like it would gain more interest if they're showing the characters that are going to be in it, especially the Wookiee Jedi Master that's in it, because he's one of the best characters in the High Republic.
It's
and
true.
People who are not like super fans of Star Wars, everyone's going to say, "Hey, look, it's Chewie with the lightsaber." It's like no,
yeah,
right,
and that's a problem too. I think.
That's the thing too, and Rule brings this up too in the chat area. Is like, yeah, no, Lucasfilm doesn't owe us anything, right? This is just pure speculation. We're hoping that these things happen, right? We're not owed anything by Disney.
I am owed my my viewage of Star Wars.
I mean, look at your bank account.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, that's a whole other conversation.
With all the lightsabers that I've bought from Lucasfilm.
But I mean, it also gets back to the point of, Lucasfilm and Disney doesn't owe us anything. But I think from a marketing and from a business standpoint, right? Like if you're looking, Disney is always focused on how do we get more people locked in on a Disney Plus?
How do we get more money?
Well, I mean,
yes,
exactly, right? So how do we get the Disney Plus subscriptions coming in? How do we get new folks locked into the product that may not have been in the past? So, like Rules says,
first of all, not raising up the prices.
Well,
or block other sharing for your account,
password sharing.
I think
go ahead.
This is a little bit of a tangent for password sharing, but I think that Netflix handled it really well. So they cracked down on password sharing, but you can create for like an additional charge, which, I mean, that sucks. They're pulling more money out of you, but you can still create for a slightly additional charge another like member of your household that's outside of your house. Like if your kids go to college, or like with us where we share with my family, where like the account's not in the same house, but like you have one user on that account that like is separate. But you get an additional charge, but it's actually still less than the monthly subscription. So we like piggyback off of my parents, but it's only $8 a month for our account as opposed to like $14 or whatever, $15 for an entirely new account. So they're still getting more money from us, and it still sucks, but it's not like a straight like blocked out password sharing thing. So they still know people are still doing this. But they're still, I mean, they're winning. It's kind of a compromise, right? They're winning in that they're getting more money. And we're winning in that we don't have to pay for a full subscription. We can have that kind of discounted rate. So
we are still paying though. So
yeah.
I know at the end of the day, that's just it too. But we could keep going on about it, in terms of what we're going to see. I think we have to just wait whatever gets posted on social media, whatever news we hear about the Oscars tomorrow night or Good Morning America, whatever it might be. I think we're hoping that there is something. We've been waiting for a long time, and we've heard such great stuff about The Acolyte. There have been reports coming out from folks who are working on the project, people who are involved in the project that say just such amazing things about the script and the story and everything else. And it's like Star Wars, teases and teases and teases. And it's like, wait, hold on. People at Celebration got to see this. We didn't get that opportunity. of course, and there was a chance to probably release it during Celebration and get it out there to folks. I get the exclusivity. You're there. You get to see it. That's awesome.
Paid a ticket, so you should get
paid a
something for
ticket.
that.
You should get something for it. I get it. But for me, in terms of the marketing and the business, and to wait this long to put something out, it's going to be fantastic no matter what. We're not owed anything, but
I
it
don't know if
still
this means
feels.
anything, but Forrest Whitaker is presenting tomorrow.
Oh, interesting.
I was just saying who's presenting. If anyone from
It's
Star Wars,
who's been in Star Wars, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought.
But
So yeah, let's move
anyways,
away from that. We'll see what happens. What in terms of the moving and shaking.
Real quick, I did share with the group chat earlier this week, but on April 30th, they will be putting out a physical release of Obi-Wan Kenobi as well as Andor in steelbooks. There will be a 4K edition as well as Blu-ray. Honestly, it makes me happy that they're putting these out because it just gives that option to have the physical version of it in case, maybe Disney Plus goes away one day. We actually have the physical version that we can actually still watch.
That's really cool.
Yeah, we'll be getting that.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure. Really great that they're going to be doing that. Let's get into some
especially for Andor too.
Yes, definitely for Andor, knowing that having those physical copies of those series is just cool, and the designs are really great too for the front.
They also did put out Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2, so it makes sense they'll probably do season 3 at a later point.
Yeah. That's very true. All right, let's get into some Bad Batch, guys. We have 2 episodes that we got to kind of talk through it and kind of break down. I think.
May I be the first to say?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I was wrong. Last time I was like, I was way overly critical of it. My critique of it last time because it was transitioning back into that kind of animated short form media. Because like their episodes, we're used to 30 to 45 minute long episodes, an hour plus for Ahsoka and Obi-Wan, like the live action series. And we're used to a different type of storytelling. So that transition from the last thing I think that we watched was Ahsoka. So the transition from that to back to Bad Batch was a little bit I should have done a rewatch of the first 2 seasons before going back into Bad Batch because then it would have gotten me better into the frame of mind for it. No notes. It's beautiful. I feel like the animation style that they chose really hit its stride. I think season 3 of the Clone Wars was when that style really hit its stride, and they've just kept on refining it. There were some shots in either the most recent episode or last week's episode that it was a half-second shot, but I could have sworn that it was a photograph. There's some beautiful rendering happening.
It was very raw and gritty. I think
rubble or cave or something like that, but it was it was just stunning. And maybe it was the snow animation. It was really, really well done. So that's from an art standpoint, but from a writing standpoint, they're working with a much tighter kind of play, a runtime for these, and so they have to fit a lot of that emotion and character development into a much tighter runtime. And I think spoilers, obviously. But I think that the most recent episode was the snowy episode, right?
Yes, the return.
Yeah,
and
they go
Robin
back.
said that after he watched it, he turned it off. He was like, "People are going to call that a filler episode."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Yeah, they would be wrong because it's entirely about they'd be missing the entire point completely because it's completely about bringing Crosshair back into the fold and healing Crosshair's relationship."
Yeah,
and I think done phenomenally well. I think that was done phenomenally well. And now I'm interested to see how they're going to reintroduce the big bad, because I think we've taken a little bit of a break from the big bad since Echo. We had Echo come back, and then Crosshair, since Crosshair and Omega escaped. We haven't really seen the big bad so much except for that one cutscene with Nala Se. So it's going to be interesting now that Crosshair and Hunter are back on like a united front. It's going to be interesting to see how we like reintroduce the main antagonist arc, because we had kind of like that sub antagonist arc between Hunter and Crosshair. And it's going to be interesting to see how that comes back. But I like the amount of emotional kind of character development that can be done in 20 minutes is masterful.
Yeah. Sean, what are your takes? Yeah.
I'm very interested to see how Asajj is going to fit into all this. Like, especially with his writing, like I could tell, like it's like you said, episode 5 was literally just Crosshair learning the ropes again as the old group was. So he's kind of learning.
Well, he's learning how to come back into the fold of the bad, but it's not the same as it was because Tech is gone. So he's coming back.
It's a new direction.
He damaged with his betrayal, and that has since lost a member and is dealing with the trauma of that. So it's like a whole thing.
I like how well written it was. Like you said, Shaelyn, it was like how, especially with Crosshair and Echo together, like towards the end of how, like it's like when Crosshair is like for now, like, and about the relationships, like how Crosshair said he betrayed them because they betrayed them, which I love that line.
Yeah. Go ahead, Andrew. I don't know what your thoughts were on these last two, but
I enjoyed them, and I like because we never really saw Crosshair and Echo ever really work together. So it was interesting to see how when they were during the return episode, how he was like kind of letting her take a little bit of the lead with certain stuff. And then he's like, hey, my idea might be better here. We'll go with yours first. Then if it doesn't work, go with mine. And I liked the thing that I liked is Omega like saying that she's older than Crosshair.
Yes, I love
that's what I find interesting is like how old is she and how long has this been going on?
Yeah, how
probably like I would say, judging by if she's an unaltered clone in terms of not accelerated, she's probably like 12 or 13 years old. And I mean that would track with the Clone Wars, right? That would track with when cloning started and everything. So if she was born at the beginning or maybe like the first or second batch of clones, then that would make her like 12 or 13 years old.
Yeah,
right?
The thing with that is it depends on Boba Fett, because if that's the case, Boba Fett was during the first batch of clones as well, and he wasn't altered either.
Right.
Yeah, so she's about the same age as Boba Fett.
Yeah. So he should be around 14, 15. There's a couple of the...
They made him, and then they made a bunch of clones, and then they're like, "Oh, let's get funky with it and try something different."
Yeah,
right. So into a range where I don't think that she's older, given the fact that she's female, and that we see Emery as clearly an altered clone who is also female. But Emery, like, I'm gonna get a little bit weird with it here, but they're women. They have the typical sex characteristics of women. That means breast development. In terms of, her animation and her character, I would say she's definitely less than 14 years old, probably by 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, and it's interesting too, because let's talk about that moment just briefly a little bit longer, because that was kind of a moment for, I think, a lot of Star Wars fans and us as viewers, where we're kind of like, oh my goodness, the crew here, the Bad Batch, they've been through a lot of shit.
Yeah,
right?
They act like they're like 30, 40-year-old battle-hardened vets. Probably like
it feels like that to them, though.
Right, exactly, because they were trained, and that was their job, right? That's what that's all they know. But for Omega, all she's known is being with Nala Se and the scientific end of all of this, like their development. That was early on in the series, when she first met them, she talked about the development of the Bad Batch.
Yeah,
She said, "I remember you guys."
She was probably around when they were like test tubes. Like she probably helped NLSA with their development.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
It's crazy to think
the fact that she treats. I mean, that makes a little bit more sense to me because I see her relationship with Hunter as more of a father-daughter relationship that is really portrayed. And she really identifies as a brother, and that makes a lot more sense when you think about the fact that she is significantly, probably about 10 years older than they are. To 10 years older than they are. So I don't know how fast clones develop, so I can't really pinpoint that exactly. But yeah, I mean, if she had any hand in their development, then yes, she's going to see them more as brothers than as a paternal relationship with Hunter, which is how I always read it on the screen. But it makes more sense that she would see him as a brother.
And that's that whole relationship that she was able to build with Crosshair when Crosshair was sitting in his cell on Tantus and he was saying, "You trust too much," right? I mean, Omega really did have to trust the process. She really had to trust who the Bad Batch were.
Well, yeah, she's like, I've known you since you were literally an embryo, so of course I trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And she doesn't play favorites, right? Like she really doesn't. She's trying to be the one. If anybody is,
and she's going back for unnamed clones. That's a big part that we're not talking about. She wants to go back for clones that do not have a story arc, like red shirts, to bring in the other parts we will not talk about. Like she's going back to talk about characters that we've never heard of before. Unnamed clones, normies, whatever, regs, whatever they call them. Like she calls all of them her brothers too, and she wants to protect them and she wants to rescue them, and she feels, I think, just as guilty about leaving them behind and leaving Emery behind as she would have done if she had left Crosshair behind. I think it is important that she chose Crosshair because she had a history with him. I think it makes a lot more sense to the story anyway, but I think she would have taken everybody she could have if she had more time.
Yeah, that's her being the leader, I think. And like, especially we saw that her in the past seasons of her being a leader, kind of.
Definitely.
I do. The thing I did like is the stuff with Crosshair and Hunter. The fact that this is just my perspective on it is it's like not everything's patched, but it's slowly working that way.
Truce.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I like that Crosshair is like, I've done terrible things, especially when you see what he did as basically a death trooper. Essentially, he was killing. Granted, they were probably terrorists, but still, they were children. There was a lot of bad stuff he was doing, and it's just interesting because Crosshair was the one to always go against orders, and he was then following blindly with the Empire, but like you get where it was coming from because like I just thought he was being a good soldier.
Right.
Unfortunately, I don't think we see enough of that there was the rebellious one before Order 66 because I think we only get to see them maybe like twice or three times in Clone Wars. Like
there's like four episode arc during the final season. Then we get the Bad Batch, the one episode before, not even like 5 minutes before Order 66.
You really get to see that flip. So it's really interesting that you point that out because I wouldn't have identified that he was like the rule breaker before the Order 66 came through.
Yeah, Hunter was always the one that was like, no, we should do it this way.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why Crosshair kind of like identified with Anakin a little bit because Anakin always went against what he was told to do, and I liked him seeing his old armor, and I like that they're playing up with his shaking hand with the sniper rifle and everything. Also, this episode was definitely a tribute to the movie Tremors. I'm just saying.
Oh yes.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And a little bit like sandworms.
Yeah.
A little Dune there.
Dune. I just watching Dune after that. I was thinking of more sandworms.
Yeah.
I was sitting watching with Shaelyn, and at one point, I was like, "It's an Alaskan bull."
I was waiting for the echoes of the singers of Dune to play in, but it didn't.
Yeah, the timing couldn't have been perfect, right?
Mhm.
Like to have that episode and with Dune 2 out and everything. I mean, it's great. We're seeing so much development. I think, and again, maybe this is because I've seen some folks on social media that have been like, these kind of felt like fillers, these last two, and this and that and this and that. It's like, no, what Filoni does is he makes you think that they're filler.
He don't give you baloney.
Buries important.
Buries so much
development.
important character development and key little things here and there, like little
And they
moments.
say animation is for children.
Oh my goodness!
Not this animation.
Not this.
Dead bodies.
Yeah,
There might
We're
not be
not-
blood, but there is death.
No.
in this moment.
Like when
I'm
you
not
get
talking about
later
Resistance.
into the Clone Wars, like you see clones getting sniped in the head and everything like that. So
right. The moment where Crosshair, just want to bring this up quickly, when he takes the helmets,
yeah, I really
puts them
like
onto
that.
the case,
Yeah.
I
and
really
the
like that.
I was like, whoa. And then Hunter walks in and he's like, oh, I really can't stand this guy. Like he still
Yeah.
He
has,
doesn't know what happened.
but he
because-
doesn't understand it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was an episode that they weren't party to that. They don't know what happened.
No.
And frankly, I needed to go back and review it to remember.
Yeah, I forget everything that happened in that episode, but
Yeah.
it's just the fact there's no dialogue and it's just Crosshair putting the helmets up.
That's
It just
your-
speaks a lot when
there.
there's no dialogue and it's animation and it's just really cool.
Mhm.
Because it's like, yeah, they weren't clones, but they were still his companions or soldiers.
They were clones. I think they were clones, and they
Were
were
those ones clones? Okay.
they were clones, and they were forced out because they were clones, and they were adopted
Okay.
instead, like regular
Oh, that's where it betrayed the
like
commander guy.
rogues, and yeah, they were clones, but they were clones that were forced out of the Empire because it was like I don't remember exactly. I need to go back and review it. But I'm pretty sure they were clones.
It was essentially a budget cut with the Emperor. He's like, you guys are costing way too much money. I'm just gonna get this average Joe on the street corner. He's gonna be a stormtrooper.
Start abducting children instead. No big deal.
I mean, why do you think they have baby handcuffs for Baby Yoda? I'm just saying.
You make a
Of
point.
course, the
There.
Empire will have baby handcuffs for infant prisoners.
Freaking Empire, man. I'm telling you.
We're just like different species.
Or different species. Yeah. Maybe that's
So there's little tiny species.
I mean, think of what's her name? What Roz from this is it Roz? I don't remember.
Maz.
Maz.
Maz
Yeah,
Kanata,
sorry.
yeah.
I was close. I was a consonant off. She's small. She needs tiny handcuffs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yoda needs handcuffs too, so yeah.
Yeah.
Look how tiny his hands are.
Like baby handcuffs. Anyway.
These two episodes, I think, are going to lead into something. I mean, I think next week's episode, this coming
What's the title
Wednesday,
of your episode?
is infiltration.
No, the title of your episode for the podcast is Baby Handcuffs.
Oh, baby handcuffs.
That's,
Oh, I thought you were talking about for next week's episode.
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
no, next.
Yeah, next week's episode is infiltration. So I'm wondering if we're heading back towards one of the conversations we were having here is around, we don't. Sean brought up the point of when do we see Asajj come into the picture? I think when we see Asajj come into the picture, I think next week might be it, because what they're going to want to do is, take Asajj, introduce her, but also we got to figure out, like Shaelyn said and what you said, Sean, who the next big bad is here, right? Who's the next one that's going to come into the scene?
This is just me putting a
Is it
theory
Vader?
out that maybe Thrawn,
No.
maybe Thrawn,
That
maybe.
Maybe.
Well, when do the Thrawn novels with Vader, right?
Yeah.
When are those?
Are we really gonna play on the novels though? Because I don't follow.
No, but they're canon.
Well, they just released
No, I'm just saying.
the Thrawn comics too. So
So do we get
Yeah.
do we get Thrawn talking with Vader, like some strategizing, and
there
then
could be something there, especially if they do the Clone Rebellion.
right? There's a real chance here. I think if you're going to go into next week and do Asajj, I think in bringing Vader in that episode as well to kind of bring in two familiar faces here into the series would be a really good move. It would make sense to do that. But it's what is Wilson?
I mean, do we see Asajj with Cad?
Don't expect to see any bounty hunters in the next 3 episodes. Okay, interesting.
Oh,
interesting world.
It's gonna be Thrawn.
Proving Andrew's point even more.
Well, unless he's not with the Empire yet. Unless this is during the Thrawn ascendancy.
Right.
Because he doesn't join the Empire until a couple years into it.
Right.
I'm saying it's Commander Cody.
I mean, it'd be cool.
It would be cool.
Infiltration has me. I mean, obviously, it sounds like to me they're going to go back with Omega and try to free the rest of the clones. Infiltration to me sounds like we're going to go back. We're going to go back to Tantus. We're going to make this happen because now we've got the crew back together in order to make it happen. But if we remember from one of the trailers for this season, Vader was on Tantus, right? He was.
Yeah, it was a very small TV spot. And I don't even think it was an official release, but it's like the way it lines up, it's like, no, that's from Bad Batch. It's not like him spliced from Clone Wars. That's new Darth Vader stuff.
Right. And Rule says the Bad Batch don't know where Tantus is yet.
I was about to say, don't they have the coordinates on the tablet thing?
No, I think what ended up happening with that was they went to plug it in the last episode. They were trying to get the coordinates and everything, and it didn't work out. That's what ended up happening. So, because Echo was going to take that information, bring it back, and try to process whatever that was. So, yeah, I mean, they don't know where it is yet. They're probably, as we know, we're leading up to that. So, how that plays out and whatever else. But I think infiltration this next episode maybe means something we don't even know, right? It could be something completely different from expectations.
Sorry, I had to go change the laundry. Has anybody made the point that the infiltration could be somebody infiltrating the batch instead of the other way around?
That
could be a clone that's programmed to spy on them, or
maybe
could be Tech, even though I'm pretty sure he's dead.
I'm pretty sure Tech is dead too, but we never saw a body, so
because he went splat.
It could be Emery, because if Emery got out, Emery. For a fact.
Oh yeah,
that
Omega. Could be. It seemed like it was setting her up as one.
Yeah.
It could be. It could even be. I think this one is less likely, but it's possible that they could release Nala Se, and Nala Se could get infiltrated, and then they could track her or something. I don't know. That's less likely. I think that if it's going to be somebody infiltrating the batch, it's going to be like Emery or another clone pretending to be.
Yeah, Rule said no more, no people though.
But he's an alien, not a people.
People.
No more. Yeah.
He's not human.
The bounty hunter though.
Maybe he's not a bounty hunter right now.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah. He's just going to Salty Spassoon.
Infiltrating the Bad Batch's communications, or infiltrating their plans, or infiltrating their little peaceful little island there.
Infiltrating the restroom. I mean, we don't know.
I mean, they always try and set up rebellions before the actual rebellion, and they always kind of get snuffed out. So it could be something like that too.
That's true. That's very true. Do we see Sarah again? I mean, that's infiltration, right? Yeah, exactly. So, play that into that. There's a lot of possibilities.
Who do you remember who stole the ship for the Bad Batch a couple of seasons ago? The second season.
Yes.
No.
Yes, that with the where the
the sisters or whatever.
Mining place and their ship gets stolen.
Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to remember who it was.
Was it Saw?
No, it was not Saw. No,
I mean,
no, it was a boy.
oh, I got it. Benny Burrow.
Benny. Yeah.
Benny.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy. Okay. I know someone important. He was important, but if you know what I mean.
Anyway, we got so much coming up, of course, with the next.
So I do want to throw out a theory out there real quick.
Yeah, go
Me
for
and
it.
my coworker at work were actually talking about this because he was listening to when we were talking about Balin Skull and stuff like that, of what he's being called to. He
Mhm.
thought, what if he's being called by Abeloth?
Oh.
I do not know who that is. You will need to explain.
She is an immortal, like dark side creature that she was during.
Because I am a movies and
Yeah, I'll send a picture of.
a deep lore fan. So
Yeah,
explain for the surface level media.
she is essentially like a demon of the Force in a way, and
Sure.
she only calls to people that she basically wants to manipulate onto her side.
Okay, so who do you
I
think-
sense a
Balin
like-
Skull and Ahsoka.
yeah,
Oh,
because he can only sense that presence, and
Sure.
she's like the quote that's used in this.
the giant skull of the father too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's because there's a quote from Balin Skull. Perhaps they flee a power greater than their own, which she basically, from Legends, essentially, from what I remember, it was both the Empire and the New Republic that kind of worked together to kind of stop her.
Yes.
So that's what I think would be interesting is if they do that in Heir of the Empire. Is she's the main threat that Thrawn is kind of preparing for.
Wow. Wow, that Thrawn was not even the threat.
Mm-hmm.
There was something even greater than Thrawn.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they brought the light whips in there. That was the lightsaber whips from Legends. It'd be cool if she is brought into it because she's essentially the devil of the dark side.
That's pretty cool.
So she's like worse than the brother.
Yeah.
Or she's like the brother's pet.
The brother would be her pet.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's that much more stronger. Yep.
Yeah, the image that I sent to the group chat would be a really cool poster if they did bring her into it.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, that's a very interesting theory, though. I hadn't even thought about that. You know, because,
Existed. So.
yeah.
Fun.
Interesting.
But she might be too scary for the Disney era of Star Wars.
Not for the live action.
True.
Not for the
That's true for the live action for sure. But we'll see what happens this Wednesday. Bad Batch, all these amazing theories.
Abeloth shows up there.
Yeah, just randomly oh no. So make sure to stay tuned. We'll have our next episode roll out when it comes out, and we'll talk more about the Bad Batch then. But Andrew, want to fire it over to you to have a conversation. There's a lot of fantastic stuff coming out. We'll wrap the episode with the gaming stuff. Star Wars, I mean, Dark Forces, Battlefront Classic.
Yeah, legit. After the trailer for the Battlefront collection was released, like a week later, they drop, hey, by the way, Dark Forces Remaster, it's released now. It's like, well, what the fuck? It's not just a re-release of Dark Forces, it's a legit remaster. The graphics and everything is upscaled to 4K quality. The soundtrack is updated, and it's still just as fun as it was in 95 when they put out Dark Forces. Those who don't know what Star Wars Dark Forces is, it's essentially Star Wars Doom. And there's for a game from 95, not only is there exploration you have to do, but you also have to backtrack. You also have to deal with puzzles. and you're also the
Have you
first
played
level.
Star Wars.
Yes.
Sorry.
Also, the first level is you stealing the Death Star plans. This was the original way we found out how the Death Star plans got stolen. It was from Kyle Katarn.
Katarn.
Yes, his name is Kyle.
Kyle.
And
If
then
it's funky, then it seems outer spacey.
sure.
It's still can't.
Is it really?
What?
All right, continue.
Then next week we have the Battlefront Classic Collection releasing.
Yes.
It is the original Battlefront 1 and 2. I think it's on every console.
Yep.
And I think it is crossplay. So you can play, like if you have Xbox, you can play with someone on PlayStation or Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
It's like it is upscaled. The graphics haven't changed from what I understand, but you can have a 60-person lobby. If we were to get, because I love playing Hero Assault and especially playing the Emperor, because the thing with the Emperor, he doesn't jump, he kind of floats across the screen. If we got like a lobby of 60 people playing Hero Assault, that would be amazing.
Oh, let's do it.
Just playing it back then, it was super fun.
Yeah, they're also adding Ayla Sakura as a hero as well as Asajj Ventress.
Wasn't she in the first one?
She was, but she had like twin lightsabers for some reason, but they switched it and fixed it that she just has one.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Keanu Mundi is one of the newer ones too.
Oh, nice.
So we got Penis.
He was also in the original.
Was he?
Yeah.
Either way, I know Ventress is new.
Yeah, Ventress is not new. I don't know playing with her.
No, this is
don't take it like that.
No. No.
I mean, if bald chicks are your thing,
Playing
Sean,
as her.
I mean, Sean, if bald chicks are your thing, I mean.
Right.
Wow, PAX East is going to be something else.
Yeah.
Find me at the ball. No, I'm not going.
Oh, Sean, no, don't finish that. Don't finish that.
Find Sean at the balls.
That's what I was going with.
But yeah, I'm excited for Battlefront Classic Collection. It actually does make up for Outlaws being delayed till I think next year.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't forget Outlaws coming up.
Is it delayed or is it still coming out this year?
I think. But
I thought
I haven't seen anything about it, but it just says 2024 on the wiki page. So.
Oh.
Okay.
But we have this in the meantime, right? Like that's basically what you're saying. We got Dark Forces and we have the Battlefront Classic Collection, which for Nintendo Switch is going to be awesome to be able to go back and play the classic Battlefronts.
Yeah.
And there's 60 person lobby. I mean,
yeah. And it is only like $30 for the Classic Collection for Battlefront, which honestly is not bad for 2 games.
It's not.
We'll definitely stream it as all together.
Yes,
absolutely. That'd be a blast.
So if you want to play Battlefront 2 with the Brick City Blockade, you should get the Classic Collection for Battlefront.
I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of promotion of that, of course, going forward and everything, so that we can do something like that. And
I still have my Battlefront 2 game somewhere.
Do you?
Yeah.
I will say Battlefront 2 had the best like space battles and
space battles, and that was like I had Battlefront 1, I had Battlefront 2, and I had Battlefront Squadrons on the PSP.
Oh, was it the Renegade Squadron?
Yeah, for the PSP.
That was very underrated.
It was. No one played it except me.
Like there was a mission where you went to Korriban to stop Palpatine from doing something there.
That's right. I remember. Yes. Oh man, that's not canon.
Yeah.
You can't
Well,
do that.
you had to break Palpatine's statue, so
So there was
not.
Star Wars Battlefront, Renegade Squadron, and then Elite Squadron.
I don't remember.
I don't know what the elite squadron was, but I know the Renegade Squadron was basically made from Han Solo
Is
being
that
like,
real
"Hey,
or is it not?
Battlefront Elite Squadron, what are you?
What are you? Where are you? How much are you?
It's on Amazon apparently.
The second handheld exclusive after Renegade Squadron.
Oh, okay.
So technically, it's a sequel.
Huh.
No, I never played that. I played the original.
Interesting.
It released in 2009.
Yeah.
The first one came out 2007.
So it takes place leading up to the events of Return of the Jedi. So it's like you're stealing the why am I blanking on the Imperial shuttles? Shuttle Tidarian, you steal that. You do the Death Star run, which you actually find out that you're the A-Wing pilot that flies into the Superstar Destroyer.
Oh wow.
So you're playing as him, apparently.
Take evasive action.
Yeah, it was fun.
Mhm.
Even
I'm excited that they're doing this. I'm really excited that they're actually taking some of these classic games, especially the Star Wars games too.
and actually make it
Also,
available online.
Star Wars: The Phantom Menace is on the PlayStation Market. So if you want to play the old school Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, it is on.
Do you
the
think
PS5
when they ever release Avengers Sith or remaster
I
the game?
really hope so, because the
Me
dueling
too.
in that was so
Like-
fun.
Those are
Yeah,
great.
there's a couple. I still remember the Wii game that came out. That was just
Yeah.
the Star Wars Wii game, and you try to
It was the Clone Wars, right, or
Yeah.
something like that.
yeah. Let me see, what was it called?
Yeah, there was a specific.
It was it? See, so there's Republic Heroes. That's not, but there's a game called Star Wars Lightsaber Duels, Clone Wars.
Yeah.
That's what I had.
That was a fun one.
It was fun for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Then
Yeah.
you get tired.
But when you're trying to like swing it didn't even like swing well.
The Force Unleashed for the Wii actually had a dual mode too.
I had that on the Wii, the first game on the Wii.
The
And I should
Wii-
not have played it on the Wii because I didn't like it on the Wii. I should have played it on whatever was released on.
Well, what's
PS3.
interesting is there was like 3 different versions of the Force Unleashed. There was the Xbox and PS5, PS3 version, and then there was the PS2 and the Wii version, which was a complete different version of the game.
Yeah, that's the game I played for the Wii. I never played the other versions. For some reason. I don't know why I had it for the Wii.
Well, coming in 2024, Sean's going to do a walk along series or walkthrough of the Force Unleashed
on the Wii, just on the Wii.
On the Wii. No, you have to play the other version because you haven't played those ones.
Oh, that's
Also, fuck Raxus Prime. That level fucking sucked.
I don't remember that level. I don't think I even passed that game. Passed the game.
I can see Sean with a tripod set up with the Wii version. Hey guys, Sean here doing the remote gets flung right at the camera. That'd be awesome, actually.
Then Sean will get another boo boo.
No, we can't have Sean getting boo-boos. Can't have that.
I'm gonna break my arm doing that.
No breaking.
No breaking arms till PAX East.
Bones break at PAX East. You know, it's just gonna be my luck that I'm gonna trip on my backpack and like fall down the stairs of the bus or something.
You did that last time.
That's why you put your backpack on your back.
I know I'm gonna be the idiot that's like, I got my dunks in. Oh my goodness, the PAX East is gonna be like, why did we invite these guys? Oh my
Yeah.
Why did
never come back?
Yeah, I know. There's going to be a lot of tomfoolery, which, by the way, next week's episode is going to be our PAX East New England Toy and Record Show preview. So we're going to talk about all the different kind of one-on-ones we're going to have with all the different vendors, where you can find our live stream stuff. I know, Andrew, as we're wrapping up here, you're going to be doing some vlogging stuff for Commander Nerd as well.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a vlog for PAX East. Also, next Friday, or this coming Friday, I am coming back with my watch-along stuff. We are going to be doing Solo a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, let me know if you want to join. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a vlog for PAX East. That's my media stuff that I'm doing. So yeah.
That's awesome. Nice. That's great. Yeah, and Brick City Blockade's going to be doing its own kind of vlogging-based stuff. We're going to do come on, hold on here. Sean's gonna
We'll be on Snapchat, okay? Just follow us on Snapchat.
You're gonna be on Periscope.
Periscope? Who uses Periscope?
Exactly.
It exists? I don't even know.
It used to, like 10 years ago, or even longer than that.
We'll be on Omegle.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, we're
Exactly.
not. Jeez.
Or either that or it was Chat Roulette. I forget which one got shut down.
I think both probably did.
You'll do it on Skype.
The good old days of us using Skype.
MySpace.
We talked about that last week. Yeah,
We did.
the week before.
I
Yeah,
miss MySpace.
yeah, MySpace, your space.
MySpace never had any shutdowns.
I mean,
I'm just
did it
saying.
last long enough to have a shutdown? That's the other question.
I mean, we all kind of abandoned Tom, and he was our first friend.
Way to
We
go,
made
Tom.
sure that Tom got shut down. That's what happened.
Way to go, Tom.
Poor Tom. Him sitting in his classroom, smiling at the dry erase board.
R.I.P. Tom. He's probably out there somewhere.
He's still alive. But
We have a new rumor out there. R.I.P. Tom.
where is Tom from MySpace?
There's our PAX East sign. We're gonna walk in. Where's Tom? Question mark.
Yeah. It'll just be a picture of his face. Where is he?
We'll be all in suits, just as the chauffeurs.
Where's Tom? It's horrible. Oh man. So make sure to check that out next week, folks, as we wrap up here on this episode. Bad Batch previews coming up for all the amazing events. But it's not a podcast until we do this one little thing we like to call
Butt plug time.
Oh, not butt plug. Jeez. Every time I bring this up,
You get it.
I mean, you could have muted. You could have muted me, Robin,
I absolutely could have.
Yeah,
but you didn't. So you
No, because I'm
failed.
not that smart. And I was kind of like, oh, look, I'll just let
You're a teacher and a politician. You should be smart.
I can mute myself.
he is smart, but
Sean. Sean's just like
it's time for bed.
Rural Farm Boy. I could not agree more. He said Drew Don wrecked it. Yep. Drew Don wrecked it. Oh my goodness. Yes, it is that time. Plug time here at the
Plug
First-
time.
Don't trim me. Mr. Sean Michaud, where can the good people find you? Uranium, you're across social media.
Uranium. You can find me on Twitter, Summer Show, on Instagram at Shomchi. Jesus Christ. You can add me on Facebook.
Andrew, where can are you still going, Sean? Or are you done?
No, I'm done.
Just the defeat, and I'm done.
Not finding him at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not
You
fine,
can at PAX
okay?
East, though. You can see him. You can see Sean at PAX East.
You can? Oh, yes, you can.
You can? Yeah, honey.
No, you guys can see me. I'll be there.
Are you
I'll be
sure?
there.
Are you sure?
Andrew, where can the good people find you, Commander Nerd?
Well, you can find me on YouTube at Commander Nerd. You can find me also on Twitter at Commander Nerd, Instagram Andrew62592, and you can see me at PAX East.
Are you sure about that?
I am positive about that. I got my QR code.
Hey, me too.
With our QR codes, we're ready to rock and roll. Shaelyn, where can the good people find you on social media?
Can't, because I'm on private.
Only real friends could follow her.
This is very true.
I have too many.
I mean, to be fair, Durant Cinema is on private too. So
I have too many.
Oh.
I have too many old thirst traps up there, and I don't want my politician to get in trouble.
Robin has thirst traps too.
That's fair. Robin does have a lot of thirst traps.
Oh no! Wait, hold on a second. Yeah, no, it's
He's
true.
just a walking trap.
That's true. He's just a walking trap.
Yeah.
Well, I heard walking trash at first, but
I mean, there's that too.
that applies as well. But
And a trap.
oh, the 3 T's.
A trashy trap tramp.
And Robin muted himself for the
Oh,
better.
sorry. No, sorry about that. You guys can follow me over on social media at X_. Robin W. Vote. Of course, the Brick City Blockade can be found on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, all those amazing platforms. You can check us out at PAX East as well. We'll be walking around. You can't miss us because, like Rural Farm Boy said, what shenanigans? There's going to be so many shenanigans.
I will be there. You will be able to find me at PAX East.
Yes, you can't miss
You
Shaelyn.
can't find my social.
You'll be able to see her red hair. I think that's going to be the.
His height and my hair, and then you'll find.
I thought she was going to say my hair and his fat, but that's okay. That works.
You're
You're not even that.
not that.
You're not even that.
You guys can see me at PAX East. No.
Stop fat shaming us, Robin. Come on.
Anyway, Brick City Blockade across the board. Check out all of our amazing content that's going to be coming out from PAX East, Instagram lives, everything.
Only feet. I mean, what?
It's
Only what?
I said only feet or wiki feet. One of those ones.
What? Only feet?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, until next time, guys, thank you so much for listening. We will see you soon. And as always,
may the force be with you.
Sometimes.
Every once in a while, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Bye.
No,
Bye. Have a nice time.
We'll see you at PAX. Bye.